Hare Krishna, welcome to Bhakti Sangha Japa conference call. Thank you all so much for joining us and giving us your very valuable association today. Today our speaker is His Grace Ramgiridhari Prabhu, and Ramgiridhari Prabhu will be speaking from Sri Caitanya Charitamrta, Antya Lila, chapter 2, verse 1 onwards. So we are entering into chapter 2. Thank you so much, Prabhu, for your valuable association. You can now take over the call. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Dandavats, and thank you so much for engaging in this service. I may not be able to turn on my video. I'm right now somewhere else using my mobile data, as well as I'm in a kind of a public place, sitting in a car and logging in just because of some services and family needs I have to attend. I'm right now in Kumbakonam. It's a holy place here, so forgive me for my not turning on the video. Jaya Jaya Shri Caitanya, Jaya Nityananda, Jaya Dvaita Chandra, Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda, Jaya Jaya Shri Caitanya, Jaya Nityananda, Jaya Dvaita Chandra, Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. So we are getting into the second chapter of Antya Lila. It's a very interesting chapter, and I guess the whole chapter is going to take us through some wonderful sets of learnings. It's a chapter where Mahaprabhu is chastising Chota Haridas. I guess if we try to kind of replace the word Chota Haridas, probably each and every one of us would be needing chastisement from various sources. But, if somebody could get a chastisement from Mahaprabhu, so what else we want? I mean, in the best of its capacity, if somebody is able to get an attention of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, that's considered as the greatest blessings. So we are going to, through this chapter, sure you all will learn the kind of seriousness Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gives to this process of Krishna consciousness, because for us Krishna consciousness is just an activity, but Mahaprabhu has come to demonstrate and establish Krishna consciousness as a lifestyle. So Mahaprabhu has set a very, very high standard. A similar or much more serious episode was Mahaprabhu's dealings with Prataparudra. In case of Chota Haridas, you will see through this chapter why Mahaprabhu was upset and what was the punishment Mahaprabhu gave to Chota Haridas, and how did Chota Haridas respond to that situation. That's all forms this chapter. But then Mahaprabhu did a similar or many other episodes, but one other prominent one is the Prataparudra one, where he has actually testified, he has actually demonstrated the standard of devotion that he would like to set. And Prataparudra very nicely went through this process and finally understood the process to get Mahaprabhu's attention and finally got his blessings also. So I'm pretty excited to begin this chapter, as our great Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami always gets excited to start a new chapter. Invariably every chapter, beginning and the end, he offers us most respectful obeisances to all the wonderful devotees with whose blessings this whole Leela is presented. So 2.1 Vandeham Shri Guru Sri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagra Jatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamscha. I offer my respectful obeisances unto the lotus feet of my spiritual master and of all the other preceptors on the path of devotional service. I offer my respectful obeisance unto all the Vaishnavas and unto the 6 Goswamis, including Sri Rupa Goswami, Sri Sanatana Goswami, Raghunath Dasa Goswami, Jiva Goswami, and their associates. I offer my respectful obeisances unto Sri Advaita Acharya Prabhu, Sri Nityananda Prabhu, Sri Caitanya Mahaprabhu, and all his devotees headed by Srivas Thakur. I then offer my respectful obeisance unto the lotus feet of Lord Krishna, Srimati Radharani, and all the gopis headed by Lalita and Vishaka. Text 2.2. Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. All glories to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, all glories to Nityananda Prabhu, all glories to Advaita Acharya, and all glories to all the devotees of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. 2.3. Sarvaloka Uddharite Gaura Avatara Nistarera Hetu Tara Trividha Prakara. In his incarnation as Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Lord Sri Krishna descended to deliver all the living beings in the 3 worlds, from Brahmaloka down to Patala Loka. He caused their deliverance in 3 ways. Text 2.4. Sakshat Darshana Ara Yoga Bhakta Jive Aveshakaraye Kahan Kahan Avirbhave. The Lord delivered the fallen souls in some places by meeting them directly, in other places by empowering a pure devotee, and in still other places by appearing before someone himself. Sakshat Darshane Praya Sabha Nishtarila Nakula Brahmachari Radehe Avishta Hai Lila Aila Pradyumna Narsimhanandage Kaila Avirbhava Loka Nistariva Ishvara Swabhava. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu delivered almost all the fallen souls by directly meeting them. He delivered others by entering the bodies of great devotees such as Nakula Brahmachari, and he delivered still others by appearing before them, as in the case of Narsimhananda Brahmachari. I shall deliver the fallen souls. This statement characterizes the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Purport: that the Lord always manifested his Avirbhava appearance in the following 4 places: the house of Srimati Sachimata, wherever Nityananda Prabhu danced in ecstasy; the house of Srivasa when Kirtana was performed; and the house of Raghava Pandita. Lord Chaitanya himself appeared in these 4 places. In this connection, one may consult text 34. So we will discuss this up till shloka number 6. Om Ajnana Timirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurun Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Namahom Vishnu Padaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine. Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisesha Sunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. So we are entering into a new storyline here, where Mahaprabhu is going to bestow his benedictions in a very unique way to or Junior Haridas, and Mahaprabhu as a Mahavadanyaya, as a most munificent avatar, finds his ways and means to bestow his special blessings upon the fallen souls. Mahaprabhu did not want to leave any stone unturned wherein the Baddha Jiva, the suffering souls, are somehow or other delivered. Interestingly, Mahaprabhu not only kept this mood to himself, he has also empowered his associates and followers to perform such an act. The details of these three classifications will be discussed throughout this series, so I am not dissecting those details today. Rather, I would give some prelude so that when you get on to understand each of the ways by which Mahaprabhu bestows his benediction, it makes some sense to the students of this particular chapter. As we always have discussed about Mahaprabhu's special merciful nature, which is just not only merciful, it is inconceivably merciful. How Mahaprabhu gives his blessings upon his followers or his servants or his students or his followers is actually inconceivable. Rupa Goswami explains in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, there are two ways by which one can reach Prema Bhakti. One way by which somebody reaches Prema Bhakti is by going through the process, sadhana, Vaidhi sadhana, Raganuga sadhana, Bhava, Prema. Another way by which somebody reaches the spiritual standard or position is by Ajnata Sukriti, costless mercy. And Rupa Goswami explains, by the very word costless, you cannot argue how and why. You can only enjoy and celebrate when we are recipient of such mercy. Now, if you add inconceivable tag to this costlessness, that makes the configuration much more interesting. Costless itself is something that we can't comprehend. If you add inconceivability to that, so it makes this very interesting. And if we add one more variable, that mercy of inconceivable costlessness is offered to those who are completely non-qualified. Of course, this can be, clubbed into inconceivable in one sense, but I want to highlight this aspect that Mahaprabhu chooses. He picks out people who are extremely fallen and delivers them and establishes the glory of the Sankirtan process. So, Srila Prabhupada, following in the footsteps of Sri Caitanya Mahaprabhu, is actually doing the same thing which Mahaprabhu has done. Why would Prabhupada choose hippies? Why would Prabhupada choose to live in Bowery? Why would Srila Prabhupada, choose to fly all the way from Bengal, taking all sorts of struggles and pain to an unknown land with completely no clarity, and finally demonstrated something which is highly inconceivable? If you can, kind of plot this and not name Srila Prabhupada's anywhere, just plot this plot and don't declare the end result. And ask a common man who is not aware about ISKCON or the success of ISKCON, or ask them to define what do you think about it. They will not be able to conceive what would have happened. The net result would have been completely, different than what we have seen in front of our eyes. So this particular chapter on the chastisement of Junior Haridas is one such episode where it is inconceivable and the costless mercy of Mahaprabhu. So I have 3 reflections to churn this current context. Even though the context I have already sown the seed for the next set of 10-15 verses, in which Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami talks about these 2 classifications. I mean, this 3 classifications. I will definitely leave it for the future sessions, whoever the speaker is going to be, to churn them out. But as a matter of fact, to explain the current context, I had 3 sets of reflections. The first reflection is about the nature of Mahaprabhu's incarnation and the candidature that he chooses. The important qualification one need to possess to be the recipient of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mercy is being highly unqualified. So, in our learnings in Krishna consciousness, somewhere, if we are genuine in our practices, we need to come to this stage at least to accept the nature of our unqualifiedness. That's all is expected of us. Let's at least get to accept and realize where do we stand. Because for us to develop a desire to be the recipient of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mercy, we may not be qualified and we need not be qualified, but at least to the barest minimum, we need to be clear that we are not qualified. Not just by some external verbal statement. We should mean it. We should completely be in sync with such a thought that how we are unqualified. It is not some public speech statement to set the tone. Sometimes we use certain words as a matter of formality. Dear Prabhuji, Dandavat, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and Guru and Gauranga. And the rest of the email content will be all abusive, complaints, allegations, fault finding. So what is the value of that statement that we wrote in the first things? Many times it has become such a formality that we would not even realize what we have written. So my first reflection is two parts. Number one, which is that to acknowledge, accept that we are really fortunate to be the recipient of Mahaprabhu's mercy, because Mahaprabhu chooses unqualified candidates. The second part is, it is extremely important, at least, if not we have understood Bhagavad Gita, if not we have understood Bhagavatam, if not we have understood Caitanya Caritamrta, if you have not understood any Siddhanta, at least let us understand us in our constitutional nature as well as our conditional nature. Yes, sir, I am not qualified. I am right now rotting in this material world, struggling with my sense gratificatory propensity. Let's accept to that fact. So to explain that part, I would like to classify 4 types of mindsets. So this will help us in our reflections, in our introspection. So first mindset is one who know that he is or she is not so qualified, know where does he or she stands in their respective devotional life, acknowledge their mistakes, and working towards correcting them. This is one category, which is a good category to be in, and which is what is expected of us. Prabhupada did not expect, Prabhupada did not want us to transform overnight. Rather, Prabhupada wants us to at least acknowledge the fact, where do we stand as on today. The second category is one who know their mistakes, even repent for them, but does not have energy or courage to work on rectifying them. The first category is knowing our own mistakes and disqualification, repent for it, yearn to work for it, and working towards it in terms of fixing it. Very good, and that's a stage to be in. The second category is the one who knows his own mistakes and his own disqualification and problems, even to an extent repents for it, but does not have courage or energy or intelligence to work towards rectifying them. He just, only repent. Oh my God, I don't know. So kind of. The third category is the one who doesn't even know that there is something wrong with him. He starts to accept this is how the life is, this is the nature of this world, and this is how I should live. This third category has got two sets. One is ignorant, second is innocent. Both of them are good candidates for becoming student of our Krishna consciousness process. Just because of their being covered with ignorance, so they are not realizing the potential. So by we going towards them, presenting the signs of Krishna consciousness, we will be able to win them to the lotus feet of Srila Prabhupada. The fourth category is one who knows their disqualification, but justifies that to various things, saying that why he has become like that. It is not him. It is the society. It is because of somebody else. It is because of, his choice of doing it to teach somebody a lesson. So one who knows he's disqualified but does not repent for it and does not work towards fixing himself. So when we are students of this wonderful Sankirtan movement, when we are students of Srila Prabhupada's ISKCON, when we have received such a wonderful bona fide signs of Krishna consciousness, when Mahaprabhu is ready to send his own empowered personality to help us, at least we should be in such a state of mind to be receiving help rather than being in such a state where that we are oblivious to such an arrangement in our lives and eventually be a most unfortunate category in this world. So in this 4 category, number 1, pretty good to be in. Number 4, if you know you are the one or you know somebody who's in that category, please enroll them to some courses, give them Krishna consciousness, give them love, give them Mahaprasadam, expose them to Hare Krishna Mahamantra, expose them to Kirtan. Sure, they will be able to come forward in Krishna consciousness. Number 2 category, probably by some active counseling, probably by some active discussions, heart-to-heart discussions, as Satsuru Maharaj writes in the book, The Obstacles on the Path of Krishna Consciousness. Fantastic, reflections that he has written over there. How a sadhaka, when he is struggling to practice Krishna consciousness, he need to have a heart-to-heart friend, an equal friend to whom he can open up, express himself, ask for help. Maybe the friend may not be able to help, but the friend will be able to help to get a help. So that way, the category number 2, who repents for it but does not rectify for it, maybe he does not have energy, resources, courage, intelligence. So by we helping, we will be able to, rescue him. But the most precarious one is the one who is category number 3. Category number 4. One who is justifying for his disqualification and blames everybody else but for himself. So he is in mode of ignorance, and he need to be definitely warned of his unfortunate nature, and beyond a point in time we can't help such a person. The reason we are analyzing this is, in Junior Haridas pastime going forward in this chapter, we will see how even after a warning, sometimes we don't take them seriously and we kind of do an act which is detrimental to our own Krishna consciousness, and Mahaprabhu is very upset to such persons. He doesn't mind you do a mistake and get, ask for forgiveness and get, forgiven. But after warning, at least in a couple of instances, it is definitely, vivid that Mahaprabhu wanted to maintain a strict standard. Of course, later Srila Prabhupada, as one of the categories spoken by Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami here, where Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's avesha, empowerment, was in Srila Prabhupada's personality. So he showed much more compassion, much more mercy than Mahaprabhu showed it to his followers. So he forgave, he supported, he loved, he took care, he walked that extra mile and made sure that somehow or other each and every one of us get Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mercy. Jayapataka Maharaj has written a beautiful song Jadi Prabhupada na hoy to, tabe ki hoy to. The same way like how Lochan Das Thakur has written, Jadi gaur na hoy to, tabe ki hoy to, kemone hari tamde. Radha Mahima Prema Rasa Sima Jagate Janato ke. Had Gauranga Mahaprabhu not been there, who would have taught us? Radha Mahima Prema Rasa Sima. Similarly, the song Jayapatak Maharaj written, where if Prabhupada had not been there, who would have given us Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? So as a part of my first reflection, I would like to state that these four categories are not for just applying it on others. If we are in any one of them, you please act accordingly and somehow try to be the recipient of Lord's inconceivable, costless mercy coming our way, exclusively for disqualified people. So don't worry. We have a big, wonderful solution. Just that don't be a stumbling block in your own rescue channel. In spite of, all the quotients of ours, Mahaprabhu is coming our way to rescue us just because of our arrogance and just because of our, whatever quotient. We should not miss that opportunity to be the recipient of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mercy. The second reflection is that a small analysis on what goes wrong in a sadhaka's life, because of which he has to get to such an unfortunate state. Just half an hour before this class, I had finished a series. Just today was the last day of the series. It was an 8-day series on Sadhaka's Yatra from Godasa to Goswami. It's a Hindi series. Ek Sadhak ki Yatra, Godas se Goswami tak. So we analyzed, the last 8 days, every day, what all the steps an individual needs to take to transform himself from a stage of Godasa to Goswami. Today was the last day. So one of the points that we were analyzing is that in Krishna consciousness, there are various things that acts like a ingredient to this process. Japa, prasadam, sadhu sangha, siddhanta, tapasya. So many things are ingredients to this process. With all those ingredients, our process becomes very efficient and successful. But as always, we say that for every process to be efficient and successful, the environment in which the process is happening need to be also monitored. It is just not the ingredient that matters. The ingredient needs to be cooked in a specific environment. If it is not cooked or maintained in a particular environment, then the net outcome that is desired will not come. And we also discussed how it's not only environment, sometimes we might need catalyst to this process to activate this process. So in the process of inconceivable, costless mercy of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, if we need to be the real recipient of Mahaprabhu's mercy, we need to analyze the environment factor and the catalyst factor. The environment that influences our consciousness or the capacity to intelligently discriminate. It is extremely important to understand that if we do not intelligently discriminate, we will be assuming what looks like bhakti as bhakti, what looks like prasadam as prasadam, what looks like siddhanta as siddhanta, what looks like tapasya as tapasya, what looks like preaching as preaching, but they are all just lookalikes. And Kali is super smart. The reason I'm saying this is, in this particular chapter, this particular series is going to throw some light on such things. Don't get carried away by lookalikes. Mayavad, Dabashya, Hoile, Sunile, Sarvanas. The reason Mahaprabhu is again and again and again saying this. Avaishnava Mukodgiranam Bhutam Harikatamritam Shravanam Naiva Kartavyam Sarpochishta Yatapaya. Why these statements are made? Because we need to be careful to identify between lookalikes versus the original. So intelligently discrimination is a very important thing. The second thing that we said in terms of being careful as to maintain a good environment is be careful about the pride in opulence. In the process of Krishna consciousness, we will get a lot of success, lot of credit, lot of glories, lot of followers, lot of appreciation. Because the process is glorious. As we discussed from Madhurya Kadambini, Bhaktya Dota. Anarthas could come from 4 sources. And one of the sources from Bhakti. What is Anartha from Bhakti? Anartha from Bhakti means sometimes when we perform devotional service, when we are in the close proximity to a devotee, when we are having access towards some superlativeness too soon, so we become proud in receiving such an opulence. Again, in this chapter, we are going to understand that. Junior Haridas is, somehow became victim to certain hallucination, certain distraction, because of which Mahaprabhu was very upset. So pride in opulence. Third, lack of character. Sometimes in our Krishna consciousness, we may think that Krishna consciousness is a part of life rather than a way of life. So we will say that, oh my God, I finished my chanting. I finished my today's quota of reading Srimad Bhagavatam. I finished my reading whatever I had to read. Do puja. No, rest of the time is me time. I can do whatever I want. I did my sadhana. But that's not what Krishna consciousness teaches us. Krishna consciousness teaches us that Krishna consciousness is a way of life. So every bit of our activity should be, imbued with Krishna consciousness. So character, many, many times in ISKCON, we have seen in our own, circles and surroundings. I'm sure, some of you may have experiences as well, where a person may be a devotee, but in terms of character, there wouldn't have been much difference between that person claiming himself to be a devotee versus a person who is materialistic. Beating wife, beating children, breaking regulatory principles, doing all sorts of nonsense, and still sit in Vyasasana and give big class and try to be a leader, or try to follow some, have some followers and control them for his whims and fancies. So lack of character, unless and otherwise we carefully, shape up our character, carefully, monitor our character. By my chanting, is my character improving? By my reading and attending such sessions, is my character improving? Or am I still howling at people? Or am I still, behaving in a very rude, inappropriate manner? Finishing Srimad Bhagavatam class and going and howling at your wife, shouting at your wife, beating your children, wasting your time on internet, on all sorts of rubbish things, then lack of character will definitely cause us not to be the recipient of Mahaprabhu's mercy. When the mercy is coming your way, choosing for a disqualified candidate, knowing that yes, you are disqualified, I am disqualified. Krishna, Caitanya Mahaprabhu might come and knock at your door. Ramgiridhari, wake up, I am there to help you. Just because of our lack of character, we would have just, shoot him away, saying that, no, sir, I am busy with something else. And last but not least, sometimes we ignore the principles of dharma in our execution of our duties. We overlook that dharma is some substandard one. I am bound only to perform pure prema bhakti. So I will only do those things which are relevant to prema bhakti. I will not do things which are related to dharma. Of course, yes, dharma is subservient. Dharma is, not so high in comparison to bhakti. But when Mahaprabhu was speaking to Ramananda Rai, for sure Mahaprabhu said, Ramananda Rai, when you speak about Varna Shrama Dharma, go up. That's not highest. I agree. But we need to also understand that we need to operate within the boundary, within the framework of Dharma. We can't operate on the framework of Adharma. We need to operate on the framework of righteousness. So many times we see as practitioners, we do things which are extremely unrighteous and expect a miracle to happen. And quoting that Mahaprabhu is costless, Mahaprabhu is inconceivable, Mahaprabhu is Mahavadanya, so may his mercy be bestowed upon us. That's not fair. So hence my second reflection is that we need to understand, we need to be really clear that how our chance for being the recipient of Lord's mercy is lost if you are not careful about such an environment, such a devotional environment that we need to set. You may still chant, you may still read Bhagavatam, you may still attend everything, but if these four things are not very carefully guarded, if these four things are not carefully looked at, probably we will, still scratch our head saying that why nothing is happening in my life, why there's no necessary spiritual happiness that is needed to be manifesting in me, it's not coming in. So this is my second set of reflections. The third and the last set of reflection is about that when we are student of this Krishna consciousness process, when we are practicing Krishna consciousness seriously, we should also, look forward for some catalyst. Sometimes we might be so dud, we might be so dumb that we may not understand even after so many things being told, so that we, kind of buckle up and fix ourselves and be ready to be the recipient of Lord's mercy. When Lord is ready to come and, give his mercy, we should be at least awake. For us to know the sun has risen, we need to be awake. You keep your eyes closed or stay in the room and close all the curtains and say that sun, if he's so powerful, let him come and show in front of me. That's nonsense. So for the sun to come into, for us to see the sun, nothing else to be done. Just wake up, open your eyes, sun is there. Similarly, for us to be recipient of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mercy, at least get rid of certain quotients. Get up, put up that endeavor, you will have mercy right away to, latch on to. And I'm sure each and every one of us are in Krishna consciousness because we have definitely latched on to such mercy. Otherwise, what is the hope? Kali is anyway ready to whack us, whip us on our back, left, right, center. So my third reflection is, what are the catalysts that helps us in this process of Krishna consciousness? Catalyst number one, give credit where credit is due. Learn to appreciate, learn to, say thank you to those souls with whose blessings, with whose kripa we are practicing Krishna consciousness. Just by doing that act, how much ever, other things may not be right in our place, we may be able to get extra brownie points. When Mahaprabhu is coming to bestow his blessings, he will definitely have a side glance at you. So this thank you is a very powerful word. Of course, don't use it like a politician. We should say thank you and be appreciative. So give credit to all those devotees, to all those members, because of whose help our Krishna consciousness is surviving. Whether it is Pad Pradaksha Guru, your devotee friend, your devotee senior, your devotee companion, your devotee neighbor, your devotee, challenging friend who challenges all the time, you who say no to all the suggestions of you, who puts you in a spot. So say thank you. So the process Prabhupada had said, every day Guru Puja is nothing but saying thank you. Srila Prabhupada, thank you so much. Gurudev, thank you so much. Yasyastri Sandhyam Vande Guru Shri Charanaravindam. So every day Guru Puja is a must. Whether we have Aarti played or not, at least we can just sing. Every day morning we should sing and ask for and say thank you. How many times we can say thank you and we'll be, showing our indebtedness. For the rest of the whole life we should be doing for what we have received from them. So my first aspect of the third reflection, which is a catalyst to our devotional life, is be appreciative, and we should be able to, very broadly, with a very broad mind, give credit to all those wonderful souls because of whose blessings our Krishna consciousness is surviving. The second thing, which acts like a catalyst, but then you need to only use only one pinch of it, which is sorry. If somebody uses profusely the word sorry and scarcely use the word thank you, there is a big problem. The word sorry is like a diamond, jewel. Use them prudently, reveal them prudently. Sorry is important because it helps us in getting rid of certain quotients. But just because we can say sorry and get away, we should not be reckless. So as a matter of catalyst in our devotional life, we will have to understand that we should be ready to ask for forgiveness. And knowing that a Vaishnava is Param Dayalu, we will be forgiven. But that is not the reason why we should be making mistakes and saying that I can ask sorry. Hence that I said that the second catalyst is something that we need to add it to the process only in a limited capacity. Otherwise, the process will get completely distorted. The third catalyst is what Narottam Das Thakura is singing in song Dana Mora Nityananda. Vaishnavera Uchishta, Vaishnavera Padaduli, Vaishnavera Charanaduli, Suddha Bhakata Sharana Renu, Bhajana Anukula. So Mahaprabhu in Chaitanya Caritamrta explains, or Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami explains, that dust from the lotus feet of the devotee, the water washed the lotus feet of the devotee, and the remnants from a self-realized soul, all three acts like a catalyst in one's devotional journey. We need to be very careful in applying this principle in one's life, because it may otherwise be an insult if you do it in the wrong person, or it might as well have an adverse effect if you try to take the remnants of some non-qualified devotees or non-qualified members or persons. So the third aspect is to accept the remnants, accept the dust from the lotus feet, and accept the Charanamrita. That is why every day morning Charanamrita is distributed. Charanamrita is nothing but the water bathing the Lord and the Vaishnava, Srila Prabhupada, as well as the deities. And the Mahaprasadam of the deities and Srila Prabhupada, they are all very powerful catalysts. And of course, our own spiritual masters, senior self-realized souls, when we accept their remnants, when we accept the dust from their lotus feet. When we say dust, when we say remnants, it is just not the food and ingredients only. It is also about the instructions and the personalized desires that that they had expressed, and you work towards fulfilling them. They are all a special mercy that we would be, cherishing, and that acts like a catalyst in this process. And last but not least, the Dham Vas, staying in a holy Dham or invoking the Dham consciousness, acts like an important catalyst in our journey to be the recipient of Lord's mercy. So when I say Dham Vas, there are three aspects to it. Aspect number one is actually physically living in Dham, so that whatever little endeavor that we do, Dham multiplies it by multiple quotients and expedite things faster. Number two is staying wherever you are and feeling separation from Dham, so that way you are still in Dham. And third is, out of 5 types of Dham, one type of Dham is Vaishnava's heart. So you behave in such a manner that a Vaishnava is able to have a side glance about you. You are you are under the radar scanner of a Vaishnava. He thinks about you, he talks about you, he considers you as his candidate. Then also we are definitely going to be. So we have to behave in a manner. So that consciousness is also called Dham consciousness. If somebody is able to reside, because a Vaishnava's heart is a Dham. If somebody is able to reside, then it is considered glorious. So hence these three aspects are very important in our Krishna consciousness. And if somebody understands these three in the right context, they will be able to appreciate this entire chapter. This entire chapter of chastisement to Junior Haridas is centered around these set of 12 points that I had said. The first set of reflection is about one who understands the qualification, or quote unquote the disqualified nature of the jiva, and how we need to have a clarity on our disqualification and categorize. We need to make sure at least we should be in a state where we are corrected or we are correctable, not in a state that we are arrogant and lose the chance. And the second thing we discussed is about the reasons why somebody would miss this chance because of not taking care of devotional environment, by taking care of certain quotients. We're not able to discriminate things properly, not to be able to careful in pride in opulence, lack of character, and ignore the righteous and religious principles which are needed to execute your duties, both conditional duties and constitutional responsibilities. And last but not least, we spoke about 4 sets of catalysts. So this chapter is about the care and concern of a practicing devotee, not just a practicing devotee, some associate as much as Haridas, who was a renunciant, and how in his spiritual life he kind of went through a phase which is actually a lesson or teaching for us. But at least through this chapter we will be learning many wonderful things as we move forward. So with this introduction, or with this prelude, I would like to set the tone for this entire chapter, and I'm sure all the speakers coming will definitely throw more and more deeper lights to those descriptions of Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami in this chapter. Thank you so much. Shri Shri Caitanya Charitamrta ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. If there are any questions or comments, I'm ready to answer.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you so much for a very nice introduction that sets the mood to read this chapter. I really liked one thing that you said about how a Vaishnava's heart is actually the Dham, and we aspire to reach at least that Dham. So thank you so much, Prabhu, for the valuable lessons. Anyone has any questions or comments, please go ahead. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Hare Krishna. Yeah.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, Dhanvat Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharajas. Thank you so much, Prabhu, for the wonderful class and the beautiful reminders which also you put in the class about how the mercy of Lord Chaitanya flows. The best qualification is that not to be qualified. It is the one that is such a beautiful realization. And also one thing which you said was that about being appreciative. I think like this has been it is such an important point for everybody to remember, because that appreciation, whatever little, takes you a very long. It like sometimes you are not ready to do some things, but when you see somebody appreciating out of that sheer eagerness to, I think it's a material quality, right? Like just to, when you get some appreciation, you want to do something more, and then like it just naturally it happens that we tend to do more than what we are expected, and you just get into a habit of doing that. So thank you, Prabhu. Thank you so much for this wonderful reminders and wonderful class. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. All glory to Prabhupada.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Thank you so much, Prabhuji, for such a wonderful class. Prabhuji, I have a few questions.
Sure.
Prabhuji, in mentioning the environment, you mentioned like we should not be carried away with the lookalikes and original. So for the beginners like me, how do we differentiate, Prabhuji, that this is original or this is lookalike? Maybe for bhakti or prasadam or anything that we receive the information. Can you shed some light on it, Prabhuji?
Yeah, very nice. Very, very nice question. Very important question. And I guess we can have one whole, series to discuss on this chapter on, look-alike versus the reality. I gave a small seminar on this, on look-alike versus the real one. I'll try to pull out my notes once again. So basically, we have various checks and balances that always helps us in identifying which is lookalike and which is a real one, because a lookalike one will always if the Prabhupada gives example of this blue jackal, when you kind of anybody kind of show off or try to put up a artificial image, it will not last for a long time. At some point it has to get revealed. But yes, as a student, as a practitioner, we need to be vigilant. So I will say three sets of answers to this. One set is that Srila Prabhupada says, "Phalena parichiyate." So for us to know which is real gold, which is imitation, probably we may not be expert in what is gold, what is imitation, but at least we have some sense of rational sense of discrimination to know that I should not get cheated by an imitation. So let me at least catch hold of a person who is well versed in identifying the real gold versus imitation. So at least that much sense we should have. So at least we should be knowing that I should not get carried away with lookalikes. So before I make any choice of acceptance, let me make sure that I take valid input. At least that much we know, that we will have some good well-wishers. Certain obvious things like Kamsa could recognize Vasudev. How come Kamsa was a demon when the Akashvani came and said that the eighth son of Devaki is going to be your death? So Kamsa immediately wanted to kill Devaki, but Vasudeva somehow spoke to Kamsa and said that, please spare Devaki now, and I will try to hand over the child to you. Prabhupada explains that even though Kamsa was a demon, he believed the words of Vasudeva because he knew Vasudeva was a gentleman. So it is not that identifying, recognizing a gentleman or a great quality, you need to have a qualification to recognize. Even an unqualified person can recognize some good qualified people. I mean, if you have some sense of discrimination and rationalization. So from that perspective, I would say that that spirit of not to get carried away, not to get cheated, is very important, so that at least we'll take somebody's help. Number two, Prabhupada says, "Phalena parichiyate." So even in the first one, it's like that. But to get that first one, we have some expert helping us. The second one is our experience helping us. So first one is you take help of an expert who will help us in differentiating. Second is experience in differentiating. How will you know experience? That's why Shastra explains you an experience. There are certain symptoms that Caitanya Mahaprabhu explains, Caitanya Caritamrta explains, Bhagavad Gita explains. So we evaluate, am I getting such an experience? Yes. So, I'm in the right direction. No, then let me go back to the drawing board. And the third, in terms of differentiating between lookalike versus the original, is our sincere prayers. Because when we pray, it is said that you get cheated. There are cheaters available because we want to get cheated. Somewhere or other in the heart of heart, we are not so clear about getting or being the recipient of the real ones. So that's when cheaters come in and try to carry us away. If we are not very clear about our goals, somebody will come and allure us and try to distract us. So hence in our prayers, we can be very clear, because it is explained for Prabhupada to come and give his mercy to hippies. Hippies did not have that qualification to be the recipient of Prabhupada's mercy, but hippies did have one good thing, that they latched on to Srila Prabhupada and they said, Swamiji, whatever Swamiji says is our final. They didn't know who Krishna was, they didn't know who Jagannath was, they didn't know who Caitanya Mahaprabhu was. They had no clue on Bhagavad Gita, Chaitanya Caritamrta, Bhagavatam, any of those things. Those were all Greek and Latin for them. But then their love for Swamiji. So somehow all they knew was Swamiji, 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 because somewhere in the heart of heart, they were, clear that Swamiji is not a hypocrite. Swamiji is behaving, following what he's preaching. So my third reflection, or the third response to that is that a prayer. What prayer hippies did? Hippies didn't do any prayer, but hippies had a very strong sense of quest in knowing the real happiness and truth. They relinquished their family. They relinquished, I'm not saying about classifying every hippie is like that, but I guess some portion are really looking forward for happiness. They are taking to drugs and various other things, that they are thinking that where will I get eternal happiness? Where will I get good happiness? Where will I get, because money is not giving me happy, beauty is not giving me happy, sex is not giving me happy, drug is not giving me happy, so something else will be giving me happy. The yoga process teaches us that the end of karma yoga, when you get frustrated with acquiring all those things, saying that, oh my God, I thought by acquiring all the things in my life I'll be happy, but now I have got everything, but still I'm unhappy. So the end of karma yoga is the beginning of jnana yoga. So you go and search for knowledge, thinking that knowledge will give you some more fun and more happiness. But after getting all the knowledge, you get to realize, oh my God, after receiving all the knowledge, I'm becoming more proud, then becoming more softer. So that's when you get to realize, that's when you get to enter into bhakti. And the epitome of bhakti is to, develop your love of Godhead and loving Krishna. So the whole process is very scientific and sequential. So in the third part is, if somehow or other, if we can have a very sincere burning desire to be the recipient of Lord's mercy, Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami uses this word, burning desire, then we will be able to definitely not get missed. It's not that it's a fluke or a chance that Srila Prabhupada all the way from Calcutta went to Bawri and meet hippies. It was not a chance. It was pre-planned, programmed arrangement by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and the entire Parampara Acharya, which Srila Prabhupada participated in. And you and me being part of the Sankirtan movement, for sure, it is also Mahaprabhu's mercy upon us. Whether we want to be part of that plan or whether we want to non-cooperate, the choice is ours. Am I making sense, Mataji?
Yes, Prabhuji, it was a wonderful answer, Prabhuji. The first point where you mentioned, when we don't know to differentiate the gold, we have to, even we are not an expert, we have to get hold of a person who's expert. That was so important for me, Prabhuji, because right now I'm in that stage. I have no experience, nothing, so I have to be very correct in holding the right expert. And Prabhuji, one more question, Prabhuji, if you permit me.
Sure.
Prabhuji, in mentioning the point where we ignore the principles of dharma in process of bhakti. Prabhuji, actually, is there any examples you can give me for that, Prabhuji? Real-time examples.
So, several examples. Sometimes we after coming to Krishna consciousness, we don't execute the duty of husband, we don't execute the duty of wife, we don't execute the duty of father, mother. We suddenly think that, oh, my Gurudev and service, and we just forget about all the duties. Prabhupada wanted every devotee to be a gentleman. A gentleman means somebody who can keep up his commitment, keep up his duties. You have to execute your duties, bodily duties, your social duties. And that way we will be able to inspire people to take up Krishna consciousness. Exceptions are definitely there. You can relinquish duties and completely dedicate your life to service of the Supreme Lord. provided 100% you are clear on that and dedicated to that, that's when Krishna takes responsibility of your duties. If you are a lazy lethargy bum where you say that I'm giving up my duties and eventually want to take up my spiritual life, neither serious in spiritual life nor fulfilling your duties, that's when we will be penalized. I had a very interesting experience in my life. This was, I think, 15 years before, in one of the Rath Yatras of ISKCON Juhu. Me and my family were part of that, and my mother-in-law was with me. So we had to, she can't walk, so we had a driver and a car who were following the Rath. So at that time, when the we were following, one devotee came with his daughter, small 3, 4, 5-year, maybe 7-year-old daughter, and said that Prabhuji, I never knew him. Just because we were devotees, we were slowly cruising behind the with the car. We were following the Rath. So of course I was not there, but I came in late to hear the whole news from my wife. So this Prabhu gave his daughter to my wife and mother-in-law, and he just said, I'll be back in few minutes. He never gave his number, details, nothing. And because he came with a small kid, my family did accept. In India, it's all these things are possible. So 15 minutes, half an hour, 1 hour, 1.5 hours, he never came back. And thankfully, the small little child knew his father's number. So she told the number, and we kept on ringing for the whole of Rath Yatra. From the beginning of the Rath Yatra till the end of Rath Yatra, this guy never came. We kept on ringing. He never picked up the phone. In fact, he wanted to go home early for whatever reasons. But because this child was with us, we couldn't leave. Finally, when the Rath reached the final destination, the Maidan, this Prabhu picked up the phone. I was like super duper angry, wild, and the all possible questions I had. And I was going to blast him. So when I said, Prabhu, why did you do this to us? This is insane. I was kind of really, I flared up. This Prabhu said that, Prabhu, if we are so urgent, if you have to leave so urgent, so importantly somewhere else, you could have left my daughter then and there. Jagannath would have taken care of my, daughter. For me, my guru and guru's service is more important. All this statement that you mentioned is philosophically correct. But is this the manner in which that, philosophically correct statement to be implemented? I said, please tell me your guru's name. I will go and talk to him. Then my whole family pulled me out, didn't want to create a scene there, so we just left there. But this episode has very strong impression in me. Sometimes we devotees very stupidly apply Krishna consciousness philosophy, forgetting that we have some responsibilities given by the Supreme Lord. The child is sent by the Supreme Lord in your life. So it is your duty to take care of the child. So many times in our conditional responsibility as well as constitutional responsibility, we give Krishna consciousness excuses, reasons for not doing your dharma. That is what I was trying to say. That will be a big stumbling block in our growth. Make sense?
Yes, Prabhuji. Yes, I can understand it very well, Prabhuji. Thank you so much, Prabhuji.
Okay.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, everyone. Hare Prabhu, Koti Dandat Pranam. Srila Prabhupada, Srila Gurudev Ki Jai. Prabhuji, I have a little question. Take only 1 or 2 minutes. That
Sure.
I have seen in a Shri Radha Gopinath that there's such a big counselor system in
Mataji, your voice is very feeble.
Now, Prabhuji, you can hear?
Yeah, now I can hear.
Oh, I have seen in Shri Radha Gopinath there is a counselor system. So both husband wife, Matajis and Prabhujis are very senior Vaishnava and Brahman initiated. And Prabhuji, I have seen that Prabhuji will insult from front of 80-90 Vaishnava. And she is also sincere, very senior Vaishnava. So we have so much respect. So that time we don't understand that we cannot correct them because we are very newcomer that time. Or whether we are at present also we cannot correct. So why this happened, Prabhu? And second thing, we have seen in a counseling meeting, little Shyama and little Shilaji explained that both are initiated, that father is beating Ma. In this Kali Yuga, both have to work hard, run the home, and he is not helping to Mataji's. So why this happened? How can we touch the beat back? How can we preach Vaishnava and Hare Krishna and doing so much seva? What is this, Prabhu? Not understand why there is a two face of Vaishnava. It's very painful, Prabhu, that highly qualified IT engineer, medical student are doing this.
Agreed. So I didn't want to specifically get into the pictorial scene. That's the reason I guess polishly said the fourth principle. But we are seeing this. This is the effect of Kali. So I will only tell you 3 points. One is Kali is constantly waiting to attack us. Constantly. Kali's only agenda is to expand his horizon, expand his kingdom. So constantly Kali is waiting to occupy and make us Kali chelas. Number 2, so Kali is one of the things is hypocrisy, Pakandi. So Kali makes us become a Pakandi. Number 2 is actually that when you see such things, we need to, if at all they are very senior, we have to only pray to Krishna that please, my dear Lord, don't let me, see all these things. Or if you are revealing all these things, please also send me a help so that I can handle myself to understand these things. Because not only you, many people get carried away. Many people give up Krishna consciousness, seeing these things. Saying that, "Arey baap re baap, in log to itne pakandi log hai." They are talking one thing and doing something else. So people are lost interest in Krishna consciousness. So it's not. It's a very serious thing. So second thing, when you said that what can be done, so we can only pray to Krishna, because sometimes they are so senior that it is also not appropriate on our part to go and say that Mata ji ko chillao mat, maro mat, ye sab nahi bol sakte. We cannot go and tell them. So hence we pray. And third, if you are really interested, in helping this process, so we should definitely escalate to his superior or senior and saying that, Prabhu, Maharaj, I am seeing such and such thing. It is in the best interest of, I'm not interested in interfering in their family's personal affair, but it is in the best interest of the preaching mission. Please look into certain things. So if at all you are really interested in helping or moving forward into this, so probably we can escalate it and try to pass on the message to the seniors, and then forget about it. And how they respond, how they act about it is their lookout. And as a sincere practitioner, you have done your job. Make sense?
Yes, Prabhuji. I am that time very junior, before 16 year, but I talk with Prabhuji that this is absolutely wrong. Not in a group, when we are alone in the home after class. And somehow Maharaj also explained that this thing will be not happen because they are the example for all of us. Thank you, Prabhuji. Koti koti dandavat pranam.
Thank you.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dhanavat Pranam. Very beautiful class. Very nice question answer session, Prabhu. In between, I dropped out because I got a call. So, Prabhu, I don't know whether you answered this question. If somebody asked, Prabhu, when you're discussing all the 3 stages, sometimes I feel I'm in that stage, I'm in this stage, I'm in that stage, I'm mixed. I don't know what is my position. How do I understand, Prabhu? What can I do in this situation? I mean,
Honest, guided introspection is always my answer. Honestly, with guidance, introspect. Because every individual, whether you are married, unmarried, with parents, without parents, whatever that is, we are all individual spirit souls directly answerable to the Supreme Lord and the Parampara. So hence we need to look up to our own Krishna consciousness and try to question, am I in the right path, right track, right consciousness? So honest guided introspection is my, one single answer for this. Constantly, this is a constant activity. You should be constantly introspecting, but don't introspect without guidance, and please be honest in the guided introspection. Otherwise this whole introspection will go for a toss. Okay.
Okay, Prabhuji, thank you so much.
Thank you. Hare Krishna. Okay, if there are no further questions, we can end the session.
Prabhuji, please send your Bhajan Vishnu song file in Bhakti Sangha group. Please forgive us.
Yeah, I am. There is a team working towards that. We are actually releasing it as a whole new app. So please give them some time. I've been. I know. When I saw your name, I was definitely sure that you'll be reminding me, and I'm No. Sure, it's my duty to do this. I will definitely do that. So please just give us few more days. I will be able to release we are releasing it as a full app, the entire album.
Jai Ho Gopinath ki. Thank you, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
Your sincere
Okay. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhyeva cha patitanam
पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय। श्री प्रभुपाद की जय। श्री श्री चैतन्य चरितामृता की जय। श्रीमान महाप्रभु की जय। His Grace Ramgiridhari Prabhu ji ki jai.
Yay. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
I'll see the picture.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare